Myself and Jack have worked together for 27 years in various companies. We have a network of roughly 25, 30 people that have worked with us in certain specialist areas. So worked with us in the area of apparel, or worked with us in the area of wearable electronics, or in the area of healthcare and so on. And we put together teams of people based on a project. We want to basically choose a group of people very, very much determined by the area that we're exploring.
Design Futures is a method that me and Clive have developed over our working careers, and we've spent a lot of time working in the area of technology research. And during that time, we've developed ways in which we can work together with different people from different disciplines to get a kind of a view of the future which is looking beyond just 5 years, maybe 10 or even 15 years out. And we call that method Design Probes.
We believe fundamentally that there are better solutions to many of the things that we do, and that designers in particular should have a greater awareness of their complicity in various processes. The world isn't the way that it is by accident, and each one of those processes have involved designers and engineers and people of different specialisms. We need to, in a sense, find our voice. The one thing I would very much like people to do is to think very critically about the impact of their own activity. I believe that there are always better ways of doing things, that many of the things that we engage, we could do better if we approached it critically. And that's what I hope that people take away from this workshop.
The goal of the event is for us to share some of the methods and tools and ways of thinking about futures. And the reason for that is that we want them to be able to then take those different tools and different methods and be able to apply them in their daily work. So the program's over a 2-day period, and a lot of it is very active and participative and interactive with us. So it's not just us talking all the time, but there's a lot of exercises and a lot of activities around a brief actually that we've set them, which is about the future home. As this is a 2-day program and quite condensed, we've basically got 2 main kind of activities that we get the participants to engage in. The first one is trying to look at a more linear way of thinking about futures, and this is a tool that we call the Futures Wheel, and so they get to work with that. And then the second part is one where we start to get them to think about things that are kind of not within this linear way of thinking, but more maybe in the peripheral vision, and to start to look for different kinds of what we call weak signals that may influence and manifest in 5 to 10 years from now and become significant in how we're going to live in the future.
Weak signal can be anything that does not fit a pattern, right? It can be a counterculture, it could be something in music, it could be a technology, it could be a new kind of architecture, anything. It could be an environmental phenomenon, right? And most of the time, it's not a mainstream trend. Now, we understand trends are important, but trends tend to tell us about today, not about 10 years' time. Things that are going to manifest in 10 years' time are going to be very, very faint at this moment in time. If you think about flight is invented in 1902, almost as a hobby, right? But it is perfected because of the conditions of the First World War. It completely transforms the whole nature of that technology. Radar, radio, telegraph, rocket power, computing, every one of these technologies comes about as a result of a particular historical context. We want you to see the relationships, the patterns that start to get formed.
We want it to be a workshop where they actually also create something, and the way we do that is to ask them to think about what will be a likely future home scenario in like 10 years from now, through the process of basically creating a narrative and then a storyboard, and then from the storyboard then to actually go and make a film. So they have literally a matter of hours to make a film which depicts this future lifestyle scenario. The time frame that they have to do this movie is extremely short, and we have been absolutely amazed at the results that have come out in this first round of workshops. The skills that have been applied in putting these little movies together, they're actually very, very provocative, so they were very impressive, the films. What we hope is that the experience of working through these different methodologies with us is something that the participants can take into their daily work. And one important aspect of all of this is that it's not something that one group in a company or an organisation does on its own. I think where it comes to really into life is when it's done collaboratively within different people, different disciplines within a company. And that creates a common understanding about where a future might be leading to. And so this is, I think, the most kind of interesting part for the participants to take back and put into their daily work.